Hi, welcome to the podcast. My name is Mads, and this is the first episode of Chicas with Mads. I wanted to be the first episode to be something that would help you guys to get introduced to me, something that would give you a taste on what to expect for the rest of our episode, and I just really feel like I want to talk and hang out and try this out. So as you guys know, this is my first episode, this is my first time, so please go easy on me. Haha. Today we are going to be getting insight on what to talk about from a friend of mine. Hi, I'm Madine from the Philippines. Today, can we make a chica about the implementation of face-to-face classes in all levels? And I'm just really curious, what's your reaction and what you thought about it? And how you just cope up with things, especially in these difficult times for everyone. And also, I just want to know if you're doing good. Thank you. So that's our question from Madine, and I honestly, when I got all these voice notes and I listened to them, I was like, this is the best thing ever. Just listening to you guys as you speak to me, as if you know, like we're just in a phone call or something. I love hearing your different tones of voice. I love hearing the reasons behind why you want certain kinds of content. It just makes me feel so much closer to you. So Madine, thank you so much for sending in your question. Today, we are going to be talking about what's my reaction and what's my thought about the implementation of face-to-face classes in all levels. We all know that due to the coronavirus disease 2019 or COVID-19 pandemic, education is one of the most affected elements of human existence. Many countries around the world have decided to temporarily close schools, affecting millions of students. As a result, students, or mostly children, have been experiencing a learning crisis as a result of the pandemic. In a recent correspondence published in this journal, the author stated that every country has the responsibility to come up with strategies to reopen schools in a safe manner. To protect students from becoming infected with the disease, the Philippine government's Department of Education has issued recommendations for implementing online and modular distance learning instruction delivery. This is to protect students from contracting the disease. However, the President approved plans to perform a pilot deployment of limited face-to-face delivery in low-risk area of COVID-19 transmission in January 2021. However, the proposal was eventually cancelled due to the threat of the new COVID-19 strain. Despite being one of the world's longest and hardest lockdowns, the question still remains about whether the country is ready to open its schools to children for face-to-face learning. School reopening for face-to-face contact must be carefully organized in stages to protect the safety of students, instructors, and school employees, particularly with the physical or social distancing. During this pandemic, the planning and execution of school health policies must be based on accurate data provided by numerous institutes. The World Health Organization published a checklist on December 11, 2020 to help schools reopen and prepare for the possible reappearance of COVID-19. The checklist is structured around protective measures related to the first thing is hand hygiene and respiratory etiquette. Second is physical distancing. Third is use of masks in school. The fourth is environmental cleaning and ventilation. And number 5, respecting procedures for isolation of all people with symptoms. In the event of a pandemic, the checklist can assist policymakers and school administration in improving compliance and adherence to public health measures. Finally, school health measures for conducting face-to-face classes must be carefully prepared in accordance to national and international criteria to ensure that students are safe from COVID-19, or at the very least limit its effects. After all, students' lives matter as education does to them. It is the obligation of every government to ensure its fulfillment. President Rodrigo Roa Duterte and the government have approved the implementation of pilot face-to-face sessions in very select schools with location with low COVID-19 risk for the entire month of January 2021, which the Department of Education applauds. The pilot will give valuable experience and learning that will guide DepEd's final proposal on the reintroduction of face-to-face classes on a larger scale. The Department of Education underlines that the pilot research will be highly selective based on the following criteria. First, only regions classified as low risk will be included in the pilot deployment. Second, the Department of Education, the local government unit or LGU, and the parents or guardian must all agree to share responsibilities. And the third, health and safety standard shall be followed at home, during travel to and from the schools, and within school premises. The department would like to emphasize that the learners' involvement in the pilot project would be voluntary with their parents' permission. Face-to-face classes will not be available for the entire week. They'll have a staggered or intermittent schedule, and class sizes will be smaller to allow for sufficient physical separation within the classroom. Regional directors have submitted their proposed school for inclusion in the pilot program to the Secretary. The small number of public schools that will participate in the pilot implementation will be determined within a month after validation and evaluation of their risk classification, documentation of shared responsibility, student and classroom management plan, and health standard requirements at home, during travel, and on school grounds. Before the actual implementation, the participating school, LGUs, learners, and parents will go through a full orientation, mobilization, and readiness confirmation process. The department will closely coordinate the conduct and monitoring with the COVID-19 National Task Force or NTF. External groups are also invited to provide support, input, and resources to ensure the program's success. So Madine, that's my answer about the implementation of face-to-face classes in all levels. And thank you for asking me that question, because I know you have learned something from what I've said. And until to our next episode, thank you!